Kymbr told me that she had won a contest from a local radio station down there in Fort Pierce. It was a contest to fly to San Francisco and see this band called Everclear, which was a popular band in those days. And she and Mark, the guy who she was living with, went. They flew to San Francisco for 2 or 3 days, and she told me that they didn't give her tickets, which seemed to be the strangest thing to the concert. I mean, they paid for her airfare, they paid for her hotel, but they never gave her tickets. So they ended up not going to the concert, but they spent 3 days in this hotel. And one thing I liked about Kymbr is even though she only had a 9th grade education, she worked at 7-Eleven, she had a big chip in one of her teeth, she had this son that didn't talk, I felt that she had a certain level of class. That's one thing I look for a woman is class. I like classy women. I'll give you an example. She said that while she was at this hotel in San Francisco, it was a very nice hotel, she saw this old man who worked there was wearing a uniform, you know, like you'd find in a high-end hotel. And what he was doing was he was treating the wood that was around the elevator. She said the elevator had a wood frame all the way around it, like a thick mahogany frame. And this guy had a rag and some wood treatment or something and was treating this wood. That was his job in the hotel. And she was really impressed by that. She thought that was really, you know, sophisticated. And I appreciated that she had made that observation. Another time, she loved to ride horses. She loved riding horses. One time, I took her to a horse place, the place that had a horse. I don't ride, but she rode around. She had a good time riding a horse. She said she was at 7-Eleven, working behind the counter, and this young woman came in. And the woman was wearing riding boots that you wear when you ride horseback. And the woman was very pompous and rich, at least she acted rich. And when she got to the counter, she was kind of rude. She kind of like handed Kymbr her money and didn't really talk to her. And Kymbr said to her, "Do you ride?" Because she saw the boots. And the girl said, "Yes." And Kymbr said, "English or Western?" Okay, so apparently there's 2 kinds of horseback riding. There's English and Western. I don't know the difference, but she did. And she said the girl's face totally changed. She got like totally excited. It was like, oh, English, English. And started talking to her. And as the girl was leaving, this woman with the boots on, she was like, bye, nice to see you, can't wait to see you again. So her demeanor totally changed because of Kymbr's class. I felt it was her class. At one point, I began dating Jennifer Michael. Jennifer Michael was in Orlando, and she and I started dating. Jennifer Michael knew about Kymbr. She knew that I was going down every weekend, and she said to me, "Before we go any further, you're going to have to break that up. You're not going to be two-timing me with this other girl." That was the only time in my life that I ever broke up with a girl. So I had to call Kymbr. Even though we weren't really together, even though we were just friends with benefits, I felt so bad. And I said, "Look, Kymbr, I got to tell you what happened. I met this girl, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to see you anymore." And she said to me, she goes, "Well, you never promised me anything anyway." So she kind of like took it in stride. I felt bad. I mean, one time in my life that I broke up with a girl, and I did feel bad about it. And that's the story of Kymbr. Don't forget to read my book, Broccoli Time by Dante, available now on Amazon Books.